All right, Big Bang. Today is Wednesday. It is April 23rd. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Before we get into it, I want to talk about Game Time. The NHL playoffs are here. The only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to puck drop, and you can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. I was looking at tickets for the Wild, Game 3 and Game 4. That's tomorrow night. You get in as low as $125 to see them play the Vegas Knights. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Go buy those Wild Knights tickets if you're in Minnesota. And take the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. While I'm on that note, Chief has been on absolute fire on Pick 6. I've hit a few as well. So Pick 6 is a separate app from DraftKings. You pick basically more or less, and you put them together in a string kind of thing.
Kind of like a parlay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a parlay. And they're basically like the more you could do up to 6, right? Obviously, or you could do more than that.
So, sometimes I think for NBA you can go up to 8.
Okay,
so
and then you got to hit them all, and then it pays like 8x, 16x, and it keeps going up.
And even if you get, I think it's like 5 out of 6, they give you something 4 out of 5, depending on what you took. They might give you something 7 out of 8. They definitely give you 3.5 times. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm the king of missing like one leg.
Well,
it's amazing,
brother. This is the app for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, when all your picks hit, you'll score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6 rather than flex plays or prize picks. On prize picks, excuse me. And the best of all, you'll win, eat more cash if you outscore the competition. Track your picks for a shot at huge cash prizes. That's all there is to it. Also, it's available in different states. So Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. Those are ones that don't have like regular like sportsbook gambling legal. You can do this there. So don't settle for a smaller payout. Switch to Pick 6 and cash in on your basketball knowledge or hockey knowledge or baseball. New players.
Baseball's fun.
Yeah, baseball's a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of NBA. New players get 50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just $5 entries. Basketball playoffs are here. Cash in with Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code DOGWALK. That's code DOGWALK for new customers. To play $5 to get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right. Welcome to the free swim. How's everybody doing today?
I feel great.
Warmer weather is on the horizon finally.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it's all accompanied like this week by just rain. But it's fine. Better than nothing. We got to get there somehow.
Yeah. So there's rain, 72 today as well. Yeah, I guess so. But I still I'm not.
Yeah, you're not safe yet.
You're not really safe till July, but kind of June, but whatever. What else? I forgot what I had to. I've talked a lot today, so I'm trying to think of what's.
Your brain's fried already?
It is.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I got my first ever massage recently. It's kind of surprising to some people, but I feel like it'd be more surprising if you saw me and saw that I got regular massages regularly. Anyways, is it normal for a masseuse to ask to pop a pimple on your back?
I've never had that done.
Because since it was my first time, I was like, is this standard? Like, am I going to get hit
How
with
big was this pimple?
Pimple popping fee?
Yeah, are you a Dr. Pimple Popper body kind of guy?
No, I couldn't even, I looked at it when I got home. It wasn't that big.
Oh, you said no?
Well, here was the thing. My thought process was
I would have been like, yeah, pop that shit.
My thought process was like, is there going to be like, one, a fee for this? Two, if I'm going to get hit with the cleaning fee, like I might as well make a mess. I got a couple more I could like point out back there. But is that standard procedure? Because I know for like a facial, sometimes they'll be popping pimples and shit. Yeah. I just didn't know how normal it was.
I don't know that I've ever had a back zit big enough where the masseuse is like, I have to get this or I can't continue with the massage.
That's why I don't think it was that. It wasn't like a boil.
It's
it was
got
just,
like a,
but it was like smack dab in the middle. Like he was gonna be rubbing up on it multiple times.
you got the like an eraser head sticking out of that.
Yeah.
You thought it was just gonna like tack on like a $5 pimple popping.
I wasn't so worried about the money. I was just like, is this a thing?
You went. You had a dude.
Mm-hmm. You gonna call me gay?
No.
I think that's the straightest thing you could do. I need a strong man to work out these kinks in my back.
I had one with a guy. My first ever massage was a guy, and he just talked to me the entire, like, just wanted to talk sports the entire time.
Oh,
And I was like, this is not it.
did he know like who you were?
No, this is way back. It was either like early Barstool, maybe even before Barstool. And I have that thing where with my back where it locks up every so often because I tried to kick my brother when I was 21 or something like that. And so my back just once or twice a year, I just have like insane back spasms. I go get it worked out. So this is like the first time I went, and he just wanted to talk.
I can't think of something that's more frowned upon than that.
That's bad.
Yeah. And then, it was like, oh, what sports do you play? Oh, I play hockey. Oh, my stepson or something plays hockey. And it was like, what do you think? It's just like, it was the entire hour.
That's
so from that moment on, I'm like, I want to have nothing in common with who's ever rubbing my back. Yeah.
That, by the way, that guy, he probably enjoys popping pimples.
Sure.
I would assume. Why
is that a thing?
I don't know. I mean, dude, it's a TV show.
I know. It's disgusting. I had and maybe this means I'm into it, but there was a moment in time where my TikTok was feeding me those videos, and I had to like reset I
kind of like them sometimes.
Oh, I think they're gross.
I was also worried because like I've had one, like, I don't know, in a weird spot on my shoulder where I try getting it, and nothing is more painful than like trying your hardest to pop it and it doesn't pop.
Yeah.
Like my knee will buckle in pain.
Yeah, and I don't. To be clear, I don't like to pop them, but sometimes I like to watch.
You like to watch?
I like to see the release.
Ugh.
I be getting blisters and just popping them.
Oh, blisters are bad too.
Yeah.
Blisters isn't as satisfying though because it's like clear water, like those videos with like the cysts. And it just keeps, it's like the fucking clown rope coming out the mouth. Like, how much more is in this?
Yeah, those are crazy.
Like how this person probably feels so good right now with all that pus.
That
has to been like 2 years of pus accumulation.
What is the appeal of it to you? Do you know?
I think it's just like a satisfying.
To watch someone else's.
Yeah, I would say it's a satisfying. You see something start, then you see it finish.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend. This is my college girlfriend. Used to like to peel off your sunburn, like when you're
like the ash,
or even like she would try to get it in like one big line. Yeah, whatever, do your thing, I don't care, but this is like, just so you know, you're gross.
What was her, did she like say anything about it? She just liked it was like a satisfying
I mean, this was so long ago, but I don't know, she just liked to peel your skin.
By the way, how do you feel that the twin story got released on the Yakis?
It's been released so many times now, but I mean, it's just the White Sox Dave element of it, where your classic line about him, Danny, was that nobody lies about things that are on camera more than White Sox Dave. Like, he was contradicting himself within the story.
Yeah.
I was trying just to get under Chief's skin, but I wasn't trying at all. But he was walking behind me, but he was actually in front of me. I didn't do it. I wasn't flirting, but I was flirting to bother Chief. It's just like, how do you have a conversation with this guy where he's on both sides of every story until you disagree with him? Then he takes the opposite again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, yeah.
That's why, like, that clip got out, or, well, it didn't get out. We clipped it of his draft take on Monday.
Yeah.
About ending in an L or a B. And then he flipped his whole argument
mid conversation.
Yeah, and like if you watch me, like I just plowed right through that because you just can't can't do that all the time.
Yeah, pick battles.
Big Cat was like, "Wait, what?" And you and I, like, we've been down this road before. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
but yeah, for people that don't know, long story short, Chief has dated 4 sets of twins, which we've covered a lot on the show.
Yeah, he didn't know it.
Didn't know about
eventually, yeah.
Any of those times.
Didn't go in like, oh, great, you're a twin. It was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You're like it's like the Get Out movie, but instead of black guys, it's twins.
I've actually never seen Get Out.
Oh, you're missing.
Really?
Yeah.
I
it's a scary movie, right?
Yeah, but not really, but kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't know. I had a thing for twins for a period of like 5 or 6 years.
And White Sox Dave hung out with the other twin one time who was in town, and things started off rocky, and then he started kind of getting in with her.
I think she was just hammered and it was cold.
Yeah.
But it was like he was definitely trying to hook up with my girlfriend's twin sister. Not identical, but like pretty close.
Pretty close to
Pretty
close
close.
enough.
Yeah.
Chief was like, I don't want a girl who looks like
Yeah.
a guy who.
I also, that was the beginning of the end of that relationship. I think because I'm like, I have to be striving for something better than a girl that White Sox Dave in theory could get. He's got to aim higher.
Oh, man. But it's not her.
Different standards,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Different brains.
Exactly.
No,
Not linked.
no, I couldn't. That was the beginning of the end.
It's an
I
all-time.
think we lasted like maybe 4 more months after that.
It's a good on or off the leash right there.
No.
Where do you stand on, like, say they're not twins, but say it's like your girlfriend's close friend and your buddy is interested, but you're like, oh, well, I don't want this to ultimately potentially make it weird if things, don't go well with you two. Then we have to see each other at the same place.
Well, that's another classic.
Yeah.
WSD.
Why? Do I know this one?
Well, you're saying with like friends dating and not ruining like
Yeah.
the friend group.
What's the classic WSD? Does this involve me? I'm sure it does.
No, he's just got girls who are off.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even know if it's for
But that's
those
different.
reasons.
That's
Yeah.
different. Dave had like a collection of girls that had a no-fly zone, even though he wasn't dating them. They were like, casual friends of his, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because it would make it awkward for him, he says.
Yeah. I honestly don't really care about the friend group thing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're older.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's how a lot
That's how
if
you
we like each other and we each like this other person, like it does make sense that they would be a good match.
But it
too.
does suck when it doesn't work out, and then like you're just like those groups just can't intersect as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, can't everyone just be an adult?
Yes, you would hope,
Yeah.
but I don't. You could still be an adult and be like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to go. I don't want to see that person. I'm not.
Yeah, you're probably like skipping the next 2 social gatherings.
Yeah,
After
like
Yeah.
it's never gonna be like, yeah, I'm down. It's all just gonna be like,
This is like more of like, I feel like a college age question because
Yeah.
once you're older, like I have my group of friends and sometimes I will bring my girlfriend. She has her groups of friends and she'll bring me. I don't feel like I'm ever really mingling the groups very often.
Fair.
yeah.
Like she's either the plus one or I'm the plus one, instead of like, oh, we have 15 people, 7 from your group, 7 from my group.
Yeah, but if you got single friends and they're looking for stuff to do that day,
Yeah, it's the risk
Or
of
if you're
doing a crossover episode.
yeah, if you're hosting,
Yeah,
True.
that changes things too.
True.
I don't know.
I've never been like, don't do that,
Yeah,
because like, what do I care? I really honestly I don't care.
It's the curse of free will.
Yeah.
and I forgot to. Did you let him pop the pimple? Sorry to go back.
No, I did not.
So-
And I was just like, oh, that's fine, because at first I was like, I don't want to make you do that, but then I was like, wait, am I letting him do that?
It sounds more of like a like he asked.
He was like, do you want me to pop the pimple? And I was like, well, what would happen if you wouldn't? Like, is it going to affect the massage?
He was trying
Could
to
you
take care
feel it as he was going over that area?
No, it wasn't like sensitive or anything, which also gave me pause, because that means it's going to be a real herder.
Yeah.
I was getting my haircut once, and a guy walked in. He had really long hair. I was like, "Yeah, how much is a haircut? Does it matter how long your hair is?" The guy's like, "What do you think? I charge by the fucking day, dude?" Like,
What a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do scale it differently, though. Like a buzz cut could be different than a haircut.
Is it?
It's at some places, like a straight, and it makes sense. Straight buzz.
Yeah.
You're
It's
not
like
even
no
like-
effort.
Yeah, you're not even concentrating on anything.
Did you go to Betty and Nick's back in the day?
No.
Remember Betty and Nick's?
What's that?
Probably like 5 or 6 locations on the north side. It was just a $5 haircut.
That's classic.
Good for the
We need to bring
account.
those back.
Yeah, you get in there. It was just a nice little 10, 15 minute. I never went, but I had a friend who he was a Betty and Nick's cut guy. You go there with
You might get a $5 haircut
Yeah,
though.
exactly. Well, you literally are getting a $5 haircut.
And
But
you can't complain then.
yeah, that's just the way it goes. Did you say you had one, Lance? I have one. Do you have one? How are we going to do this?
I do have one.
All
It was a scenario I was here in the office that
Yeah.
kind of sparked some conversation in my head. I was walking into the bathroom, right? And I walk in and I see Nick Terani's there at the urinal. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go pee in the toilet then. There's only one urinal, one stall. Right as I take one step, he finishes toilet flushes. Now urinal's open. So I can go pee in it, but the urinal's still flushing. I go pee in that urinal while it's still flushing from his pee. And we both looked at each other like, is that weird I just did that? And we both couldn't decide. Is that weird? Is it on and off the leash to then go into the urinal that quick while it's still flushing? 'Cause there's only one.
I think it'd be weird to stand behind him and wait, but if he finishes as you're walking, I think that's fine. That's like 95% of urinal experiences you're ever going to have because you're always in a public place. You're always just waiting for the person to leave in front of you so you can go pee. So it's a little bit different setting because it's the office, but when you're doing a urinal, you're at a ball game, you're at the airport, you're at a bar, like you're just waiting for that spot to become available. There's usually flush going on.
It is obviously the fact that you walked in the stall and walked back out. Did you unbuckle at all while you were in the stall?
No, I wasn't even in the stall. I'd walk in, and then so I would like just gotten behind him, and then he walked out, and I had kind of done a little juke step. Like, do I go stall? Now do I go urinal? It was, that
What did he
scenario.
think, that you were just trying to capture his piss in a jar? Like, was he?
Well, this is, it's Nick, but we were both looking at each other like, I don't know.
I think the stutter step is what made it awkward.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't think it's weird at all. If you had not even made a motion to go towards the stall, I don't think it would have been weird at all. But you did.
Were your eyes up, face it up? Maybe he thought you were.
He thought I was peeking.
Sneak a peek, of him turning around with his willy out. Then that would be off.
That's off the leash.
But I think it's on the leash. I think you always prefer to pee in a urinal, right? I think it's on the leash. Sorry, I think it's fine, right? You always prefer to pee in a urinal rather than the toilet.
Sure, I guess I could care less. In that circumstance, I see someone in there already at the urinal. I'm just going straight towards the stall, no questions asked.
Yeah,
But then you get halfway there, and then they leave the urinal. Now you're in a crossroad there. Now I already committed to the stall, but now the urinal's open. Do I back out on my initial, all right, I'm going to the stall, but now the urinal's wide open, and I'm still in range?
Yeah, I'm going straight to the stall.
no, I think Lance did the right thing.
Yeah, I went to the urinal. I didn't go to the stall, even though I initially in my head I was like, I'm going to the stall, but boom, halfway through, urinal gets open. Change my mind.
Because why clog
Went
a
to the-
stall? Someone's got to dump, and that's not right.
Sure.
That ain't right.
But I think under any circumstance, like no one was waiting behind you in line. You knew that no one was about to be taking a dump.
But then someone walks in who does have to take a dump. Urinal's wide open. Now I'm just standing there peeing. Why are you peeing in the stall?
Oh, are you
in the first
downstairs?
They're also like, unless it's Danny Conrad and he's got his IBS situation going on where he's going to explode, even if you're using the stall to pee, how long your pees last, Max? 10 seconds, 15 seconds?
place? I'm just saying.
It's kind of shocking that there's not more stall traffic here, from what I've seen, because I believe we only have 5.
In the whole office?
Yeah,
3, 4,
5 for like 60 people.
6.
66.
6 male ones.
6 males.
Yeah, because
Are you
there's 3 downstairs.
Is there
In the one in the
there
Will
is 3.
Compton one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then there's one on the other side downstairs, and there's
Yeah.
2 up here.
Do you have a favorite?
I mean, the Will Compton one's the best.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the most low-key bathroom.
I can't even use it anymore ever since seeing you and Mincy both
Puke in
projectile vomit in there after the Barstool After Dark stream.
It's tough.
Shit was everywhere.
It's a tough moment.
One of the most off the leash things I've seen in a while. I was up here taking a dump. Stall next to me was in use, so both stalls are being in use. Someone walks in and did I say this on here? And starts taking a pee, and he looks and sees the shoes of the guy in the stall next to me, and he recognizes them, and he starts a conversation like, "Hey, you going here this weekend? Blah blah blah." The kid answers back. Then, while he's peeing, initiates a separate conversation, a separate second conversation about something else. About 10 more seconds pass, initiates a third conversation, all while this kid is dumping, and he is just, at this point, he's drying his hands off while still talking to him. there's no one who's saying that's on the leash, right?
No.
3
well off the
conversations.
leash. Yeah.
Can you say who it was?
It's a behind the scenes guy.
Oh,
I don't know if
okay.
it'd be funny, but
All right. Another thing too, while we're on urinal talk, bathroom talk, they need I want all urinals that are heavy ricochet banned. Like that's
How do they do the physics of this?
but there are certain
I know.
Yeah, there are certain or I guess for girls who don't know, like all guys know this, but like there's just certain urinals where you start peeing and then you just instantly feel it dropping on your hands.
That, and then I also feel like the ones that go all the way down to the floor, you're getting some on your shoes no matter what.
Yeah, I kind of like those though. I got nostalgia for those kind of.
I know what you're saying, but you're getting more splashback with those.
Does it ricochet off of ice?
Yeah,
It depends, right?
Probably less so.
I think they say ice makes it smell worse in the bathroom. Like it's stupid to put it in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is it ricocheting off the urinal cake or the wall of the urinal?
the wall.
The wall, but I also feel like there are different cakes that give you less splash too, like by design.
Yeah,
like you gotta aim for like a hole within the cake.
I agree with that.
I feel like, have they ever tried a sponge? What would a sponge do?
I'd probably smell.
Be disgusting.
It probably would smell, yeah.
Yeah, but it's only certain urinals. You know.
Yeah, I know, but I can't tell you which one.
No,
off the top of my head.
I don't
but
know.
They just are.
Yeah,
right, because if they're all made of that porcelain, then they would all have ricochet.
correct.
Right? So
but
how is it only certain?
I don't know. It's like Sloan has it figured out and Kohler doesn't, or what's the deal?
Or is
Toto.
it you? Is it sometimes your pee is just stronger than other times?
Or sometimes you have a different launch angle.
Yeah.
That could be.
That could be it too, but I don't think it is. I just think that there's certain urinals that don't have a good ricochet.
This is one of those things where it's like, we have all these get somebody from Purdue, have Kohler hire somebody for Purdue, and then they can just be like, we designed the no splashback urinal, and then they would dominate.
Yeah, and I also think we went to Green Thumb Dog Walker's plant a couple weeks ago. Danny, they have this hand washing thing.
Oh, it was wild.
You just stick both your hands in it, and it's like a car wash for your hands.
Really?
Yeah.
The dryer comes after too, or is that separate?
There's a separate dryer.
There was a dryer,
Yeah.
But you go in up to your forearms, and it just goes literally like a car wash, back and forth, totally. They're never submerged, but they're always getting hit.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Music starts playing.
I wanted to wash my hands 5 times.
Did they do it for the quote unquote set amount of time that you're supposed to, like the alphabet length or whatever?
It was definitely a longer wash than I probably would have done
Yeah.
by myself, but those need to become more mainstream.
I wonder how much water those use versus
Like a regular one?
faucet. Yeah.
Very loud for a public bathroom too. Those things were very loud.
They were loud, but they also the hand dryer, the air dryers are loud too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice too using the hand dryer. Some of them, the knob is so disgusting.
I've heard that, and I've also heard that those are less sanitary than paper towel because it will spray
the shit.
Yeah, it'll knock whatever's on your hands out into the air. So they're actually, I think they're supposed to be this is more sanitary. Then they did a study and it's less.
The dispenser needs to give you at least 3 per one push though. One is never doing it.
Yeah.
Then by the time, if it's an auto sensor one, you're struggling by the second time trying to get another paper towel.
It is it's a sign of a fancy place, as when they just got the stack.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful paper towel.
Yeah, it's like a dinner napkin
Yeah,
almost.
it's so nice, dude.
I'll put some in my back pocket for later.
Yeah.
I know it's
Or
so
they have
nice.
they're
novelty.
the real towels. You don't even throw them away. You throw them in a basket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna wash these later.
That's not. Yes, that's nice.
I feel like I've seen those at country clubs exclusively.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
cruise I was on had one.
Really?
Yes,
I
which
could
you
see that.
can't see that coming.
Like steakhouses, country clubs, maybe a very nice hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there would be a lot of uproar amongst the male community if everyone decided that public places now have troughs instead of just a line of 4 urinals? Do you think men would care that much?
No, I really don't.
But in this day and age where everyone bitches about something, do you think there'd be enough complaint to axe that idea right off the bat?
If you're saying while we're on country clubs, if you're saying that they're hey guys, we're pivoting to troughs, we're getting rid of the urinals, do I think people would be mad? I don't think so.
I think the fellas like a trough.
I think they do too.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that went out of style but came back.
Yeah. Wrigley never let them go.
There's only like one left at Wrigley, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I peed in the trough last time I was there.
They're less prevalent than they were, at least.
Okay.
It used to be all
Yeah.
Wrigley had.
A trough people don't talk about enough is Twin Anchors.
How's theirs?
They have a mini trough.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Is it Twin Anchors or is it yeah, Twin Anchors.
They have a mini
They
trough.
have like a stall and just like
That's great.
maybe 2 people max can be at this trough.
That's great.
It's a little too close for comfort.
A double trough?
Yeah.
You're out on that? Well, then just stand in the middle. Don't let anybody fucking get around you.
Yeah,
Box them out.
It needs to be like suited for 3 at least.
Are you guys at sporting events? Are you guys you'll check all the stalls first, or are you just like not even check? You know, because it's kind of sometimes a design flaw when the stalls close like automatically.
Oh, see if it's like open?
Yes.
Or are you saying
exactly.
you prefer the stall?
No, like are you seeing it? Like are you checking them to see if it's open, or you're like no?
No.
I'm looking underneath before I go knocking on doors.
You're putting your head under.
I mean, you just crouch.
You done in there?
I can imagine seeing you just cowlick first right under the stall.
They're not seeing me. I'm from afar, being like, do I see any shoes under there? Are these
So you've
doors
never
closed
stuck
for a
your
reason?
hair under there?
I can't say I have. My fear is like being in a stall and looking under the stall at the same time as another guy, and we lock eyes under the stall.
I promise you, that's like
It had to have happened.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like a sitcom plot.
Probably. I think that's one of those scenarios that is like 100 times out of 100 funny. Is if you accidentally walk in on someone.
I'm trying to remember who it was, but I feel like it was a congressman or a senator who got busted at the airport for soliciting prostitution. And I guess that's a thing. Like if you stick your foot underneath the stall next to you, that's like a symbol.
Oh,
And it was like an undercover cop, and he got arrested. And he was like, I didn't know that was a symbol. And he was like this kind of like religious right guy who was like a closeted gay guy.
Oh.
And then like he got like busted and outed for.
I never knew.
Yeah.
I never knew that was.
This is
a
probably
symbol.
like 15 years ago. That's the only time I ever heard of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But
Enough of a symbol that an undercover cop was.
The glory hole might have gave it away.
Yeah.
But there's legitimately no human can move faster than how fast they move if someone walks into their stall. The quick
Yeah.
squeeze to like cover everything up
Like, hey,
is the quickest a human can move.
where do you think that happens the most?
Yeah, I feel like it's similar to like say there was a very old fragile man and that happened to him, like he would still be able to move quickly, like mom
Yes.
strength almost.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's just being fast.
Wait, what did you just ask? Sorry, Chief.
Where do you think that happens the most? Because I feel like an airplane stall could have that happen, where people like they don't click the thing behind them, so then you go, it says vacant, so you push it open. They're like, hey,
Yeah, porta-potties for sure.
yeah,
Well, I'm trying to think. Does it happen more if you actually know that someone is coming your way? Like if you're in a public restroom, you hear the door open, or like a porta potty where you're not necessarily sure what's going on outside of there.
Yeah. I don't know. Would it be weird for me to get a porta-potty for my backyard?
you having an event or you just want it back there?
I just want it back there.
That's not only is it weird, it's also gross. Talk about things that smell. Porta potty in the summer?
Yeah, but like it's going to be well maintained.
No, it's not.
We get like my garage is like almost up and roaring.
Why don't
Biggest
you just
problem is I don't have a bathroom.
Why don't you just have one put in? How hard is that? You have water that runs in there,
No,
right?
it's hard. No,
Are you anticipating people shitting in there too? Or are you going to say no shits? Because then what do you...
shits, but like tasteful shits. If you just had TBK, like you're not.
But regardless, you're emptying that shit at some point that month. That's on you.
Well, I just have the company do it. Portajohn.com or whatever the fuck it is.
I think you should just let people go in your house.
Yeah, that's fine. But sometimes that's inconvenient, you know?
Do the thing where like my friend had just a urinal in his garage on the side, and the hole just led to like his lawn outside on the side of the garage.
Yeah, just like a little
You're gonna get your karma though. Someone's gonna shit in your urinal.
little
in your
PVC
garage.
pipe. I know. I would get my karma, wouldn't I?
I mean, if you were having like Eddie Palooza, yeah, throw a porta john.
Kind of had Eddie Palooza last year.
Yeah, like would that have been fair to have a
For that
porta-potty
event,
there?
yeah, like temporarily. Yeah, because you had, what, like 60 people there?
Dude, especially that's like smack dab in the middle of your backyard. Everyone's going to be seeing you walking there as opposed to walking like 20 extra steps. To
Yeah,
the
but
basement.
everyone's kind of in their own world.
Yeah, I
You
would
know?
do it. What's that cost, do you think?
A
Like,
porta potty?
well, for like, do they sell them or?
Porta potties? I think you just call them like, hey, can I rent one?
Right, you can only rent.
Is a porta potty per day.
The leprechaun.
Whoa! Average cost of renting porta potties for one day is $80 to $175.
It's a lot.
That's way more than I would have thought.
A whole ass day though.
Yeah, but that's still a lot. I mean, they're probably thinking that it's going to be taking major damage, right? Like a fest or something.
Yeah.
Like-
You're probably the only person to ever call and be like, I just need it for my house.
Backyard.
You just have to lie at that point.
Yeah.
Like construction going on.
Remember those the grossest back to hand towels? The grossest ones. It was just like a little rag on a rack.
Yeah.
Remember those?
That can't be very sanitary.
Like in public, like that's what your mom would put in the family bathroom. Just a little hand towel on like the ring on the wall. You know.
Yeah, but this was, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't think I would even touch that thing. That's gross.
It was disgusting. Are you familiar with these, Lance?
I think so.
When's the last time you've seen one of those? If any public bathroom has towels now, they're like over the top, elegant, and have like their logo embroidered.
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah, I mean, there's like these are definitely not as prevalent anymore. Like, yeah, like you've seen this, dude.
Ew.
Oh, I don't.
You've never seen that?
I don't know if
Where are
I
you
have.
hanging out that has those?
Like
Tur-
really
Turkish
shitty bars.
bathhouse.
Really shitty. I mean, they're probably like, I'd be stunned if there's less than 500 of them left in America. It's legit. Just it looks like a paper towel dispenser, but it's just
Just
a rag that
on-
hangs below.
That gets just thrown in the laundry at the end of the week.
If you hope it does, but I don't. There's no telling. It does. What's the company that makes it? Darman.
They got to be out of business.
Time to re-up that LASIK.
No, it was small. Darman and Dura towel dispenser.
They have to have been out of business the past.
Oh, the
decades.
website has expired.
No shit.
Damn, that's a shame. I would have loved to prop one of those up here. Think people would have used it.
You're a foul boy.
Blue Chew. Have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. These erection enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, longer lasting erections for sexual activities. Guys, be ready when she needs it and get your first month of Blue Chew free. Great sex is a few clicks away. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part is that it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That is the mission. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners.
Oh,
Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use promo code DOGWALK for just $5. You just pay $5 in shipping, That's promo code DOGWALK. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Like I said, it's free when you use promo code DOGWALK. Just pay $5 shipping. All right, what else we got, guys?
you know what I'm out on?
What?
I was looking at the weather app last week, and it said it was 56, and then right under it, it said feels like 45.
Yep,
From now on, just tell me what it feels like.
agreed.
What is like the meteorological purpose of that?
It's insane.
Because it's just build me up just to bring me down. That's a big difference. 55 and or 56 and 45. That's
Yeah.
the difference between going on a nice walk or not.
It's insane. Like, the fact that we still do that is nuts.
What it feels like?
Yeah, to just say, like,
Just say what it feels
Yes.
like, but it's not accurate.
But like that's all you really want to know. You just want to know what it feels like.
Yeah,
What
but
I don't care. Like what it really is, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you.
could affect the snow.
But at that point, it's all the same. Like it's somewhere between 15 degrees and 30 degrees. You're not going out of your house either way. You know.
Don't say you're actually
Like I could plan a picnic on a 56 degree day. I'm not planning one on a 45 degree day. I left him speechless.
This guy's for this.
I mean, I think I'm for it.
Because Chief's probably like, well, I would like to know if they're able to plant the crops today. And
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it ever the 10-degree difference? I feel like the wind would have to be like humming.
It always is, especially here.
It's
like
definitely
solely.
I also
solely
like
dependent on the
who
wind
says
chill.
it feels that way.
What do you mean? Who's
Feels
putting
like
it on the app?
yeah. Who says it feels like maybe the wind doesn't bother me that much?
Well, let's look right now.
I feel like the wind temperature only matters when it's cold, because that's like all right. It's 30, but with the wind it feels like 11. That's ripping your face off. You're not getting your face ripped off at 45. It's just like there's a breeze.
My point is just, what is the point of giving me both when all I really want to know is what it feels like? What benefit do I have of knowing what temperature it is?
Yeah, I guess
if it doesn't feel like that temperature.
I guess the wind doesn't bother me unless my face feels like it's getting burned off.
But it still makes it colder regardless.
I don't know. I guess you win.
Talk to people.
You win.
That's big of you. You're going full White Sox Dave there for a second.
Calculate.
How so?
Calculating.
Just being like, that's what it is, Ed. And I just know he didn't. He like, whatever. Exactly. Trying to think, like just random shit in my notes that I just don't like. Sometimes you write stuff down and it just doesn't make sense to you anymore.
Oh yeah, story of my life.
I just had the kid who sucks who would hide the last piece of the puzzle when you were doing a puzzle in grammar school.
It's not a fully fleshed out idea, and also, how often did that happen?
That was always a thing. You don't remember that?
No, a kid would eat it.
No, he would hide it, dude.
You said eat.
No,
Just
did I say eat?
I think you said eat.
I don't think so, but like just some kids want to watch the world burn. Like you hate those types of kids. I don't know how often I was doing puzzles, but
there was always a cocksucker kid who would always hide one piece in his pocket, and he would want to get the last piece on the board.
For the glory?
Yes,
He's a
that's
glory
what I'm
hunter?
saying.
Oh, fuck that kid.
Thank you.
All right.
We're out on him.
We're out on that kid
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a real life adult version of that?
Of wanting to do that? Huh.
Of glory hunting like
That's
that?
a good question.
it depends. Would that kid just be pulling it out of his pocket for all to see at the last minute and like reveal that he has been holding on to it, not just like, oh look, I found it.
Yeah, and they would like.
Well, then like everyone in the room knows he's a loser if he's like admitting to hiding it just so he could do that. But if it's one thing,
Also,
like,
how hard
did
is
this
it
come
to
from?
put in the last piece? Like the work's done.
But that was his thing. He would always say like the finishing touch, and he would put it on.
This does not exist.
Was that?
This doesn't exist.
Are you telling me this
Does not exist.
This only exists in my world?
Yes.
Why would I make
There's
this
a
up?
lot of things that only exist in your world.
There were kids who would always say the finishing touch.
Glory hunting puzzle guys.
It depends.
remember these kids?
Was this guy also helping with the rest of the puzzle?
Yeah,
Or
but
did he
he
just
was
come in
always
for the last step?
No, he was helping with the rest. But why does he get to make the puzzle whole?
Well, at that point, you just take another piece of the puzzle
What is going on here?
after he puts in the last piece, and now you get the last
Yeah.
piece.
But it's not the true finishing touch.
You need to hang out with better friends, man.
It wasn't my friends. They were forced classmates. They went to school.
I'm trying to think.
Or like the adult equivalent of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people in the workplace all over
Just
that take credit for other people's doings, for sure. Right?
Yeah. This should be like an aptitude test too, somehow.
Like, are you the finishing touch guy?
Yeah, are you the finishing touch guy? Are you the group project guy who doesn't do anything? Like, how do they screen for that?
Yeah. Do you take satisfaction in not doing anything and then getting the finishing touch puzzle piece? Yes.
Like if a kid's doing that when he's young, it's funnier to realize now that that's just like a stone cold narcissist or egomaniac or something.
Yeah.
Like if you were to do that now, it's just, why don't you announce to the world that?
Yeah, it'd be crazy. Like it would. I don't know. Like here, it'd be the guy who like wanted the final free throw and like the free throw stream or something. Granted, it had to be Dave, so like it doesn't really count.
Yeah. But we had another one where Tate did another free throw type thing, and they were doing it all night, and then I came in and knocked down 6. It was like the one with him and Dana Beer.
Yeah.
And I came in and knocked down 6 on the last thing. I wouldn't make the last shot because they had to do it, but like they've been drinking beers and doing foul shots for like 27 hours, and I just came in and was like, oh, I'll make some.
Yeah.
That was it.
But you weren't the finishing touch.
Puzzle Boy is just main character.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is not uncommon in workplaces, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'd be interested if anyone could give us like some prime examples. I also feel like we could think on this a little more.
Maybe like a pickup game, like it's the quarterback, 5 people are wide open, but it's a game-winning touchdown. He runs it in.
Eddie's kind of like this in golf scrambles.
Oh,
How's that?
He
Because I could putt a little bit?
can't contribute until it's like a 5-foot putt.
maybe he just needs the pressure.
That's not true. I've been playing well so far this year.
You've been playing this year already?
I played twice. Just
Okay.
I literally on Dana and Marty's bachelor party. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But it was scramble style.
Yeah. A little bit of a glory. He's kind of the puzzle piece guy.
Because I'm asked, because I'm
Yeah, you can putt. You're a good putter.
that's
Don't use his drives or irons or wedges or anything. But
that's a contribution.
yeah, puzzle piece.
I want to do the golf match first day of this year.
You think you're ready?
I think I'm ready.
Wow.
I think I'm ready.
Like to beat him or to just actually compete?
So we have a couple of challenges with Dave
Yeah.
because we got to do me skating backwards versus him going forwards. We have to do the golf challenge.
Isn't he a bad skater?
He skates fine for a guy who never skated.
I thought I remember when a couple years ago when you guys went to like the Wrigleyville Christmas thing, he was hanging on to the railing, or am I remembering that wrong?
He wasn't a great skater.
He's not. Yeah, but like this is like a classic Dave.
Right.
He's like, you think you can skate faster than me backwards than I can forwards? I'm like, yeah. Backwards. Like, yes.
I do, dude.
Yeah. And it's not like that. It's not like some huge declaration. It's like I should be able to do that.
Yeah, like I'm not saying I'd win, but I would feel good enough that I could compete.
In golf?
Yeah.
Well, you sound like Captain Cons now.
No, but I'm not. I don't like. This was never a I'm better than you challenge. You know, like I think you're the one who actually made the challenge. Last year, you're like he could beat you now, Dave.
Yeah, because
You were the one that
you
said
did
it.
have that one day where you were.
And then I fell apart the second half of the summer.
Yeah. Then I was
Yes.
like, I rescinded.
You retract
my-
that, yeah, exactly. Because I got really bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of the box.
Yeah, it went from Dave being like, I will absolutely smoke you to
Yeah,
you will
like,
not absolutely smoke
Yeah,
me.
I've never like hung.
I
my
do
hat.
think that if you are, because you will putt better than him.
Yeah, because he was like, that's the thing though too. Like we were also assuming I had never golfed with him until we played that day at Flossmoor,
Yeah.
and he was much better than I thought he would be too.
But that's one of those things where it's like you have to actually keep score.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
You need an official scorekeeper.
Yes.
No questions asked.
Yes,
Who like knows the rules.
Yes.
Because if Dave goes out of bounds, which he has a tendency to do, because he can hit it far when he connects, but he'll put 6 drives out of bounds.
Yeah.
And those would be holes where you could
for sure.
get them.
And I think he wouldn't. It's not that he would cheat on purpose either. He's forgetful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he will. Think,
Someone will have to count his strokes for him.
yes,
At 1, 2, 3. At that. Put me down for a 5.
and he like we went with him. He would drive on every hole like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. And then just discount the other 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my point where it's like,
Ed? No.
yeah,
It's not what I did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying I'd win, but I would. I'm not saying it's a challenge. I would just be interested to see what would happen.
Why don't you just make it a challenge?
That's it.
Why don't you be a competitor and make it a challenge?
I already beat him in basketball, so I'm not really that motivated.
How many years are you going to live off of this?
Probably for a while. And I beat him at. I threw a strike at the A's game.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
true.
He didn't throw a strike either.
Damn, everything coming up, Eddie.
Yeah. Just winning.
You're
Yeah.
you're catching Dave on his hot streak.
It's
Careful.
just winning time. Yeah, so that's coming up. I don't know if we should do golf at some point.
Yeah.
Just because, why not?
Why not?
But your hockey thing has to happen now.
Yeah.
Are you still as confident when you
What do you
first released the challenge?
mean? Versus Dave?
Yeah.
Does Dave realize like it's pretty standard for anyone who played hockey to know how to skate backwards?
I don't think so.
Right. He thinks like you're doing triple axels,
Yeah.
skating backwards. I think it's
Right. Yeah.
he's gonna see you skate backwards when you show up on race day and be like, oh, I didn't know. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you knew. 'cause
Well,
I
he
told you.
played hockey his whole life. Well, yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's why I said I
Yeah.
could beat you.
It was also his thought in his head was that it would be a full lap around the rink.
Yeah.
When you're like, dude, no, hockey's back and forth.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it depends. Like when they do speed skating in the Olympics, that's like a lap around the track.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like going around, if we're going like tight around the corners, going backwards, like that is tougher.
Yeah, because it's literally easier to cut corners.
Correct.
You have to have something like sanctioned off.
Right. But if it's like goal line to blue line, which is
Yeah.
what I was envisioning, then I think I would have no problem beating them.
Also, you act like I'm like welching on this. It was never a bet. It was never a challenge. I just want to play Dave in golf. What's wrong with
Well,
that?
what's the point?
Film a video.
What would we title that video?
I mean, of course we make it clickbaity.
Yeah, all right.
We make it as
So,
clickbaity as possible.
yeah, so it would be a challenge.
I also love too though. That's like me and him. We used to get in some pretty heavy slander offs back in the day. Remember?
Yeah.
That's always one that I always know I could get him with because it drives him nuts.
Which one?
Because he like lived near a golf course. He didn't grow up. He's not a country club.
Oh, yeah.
Like he like lived near, but he did. He legit said he worked at a golf course for a little bit.
He was like a bar back. Yeah.
Yes, and like so he would hit balls all day, all summer long.
Oh, I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah, but like it was just like fucking around.
No, I know, but
You know?
reps.
Yeah, he's
reps
for
are
sure.
reps.
Which
yeah.
I've started playing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, yeah, he's a
And
country.
like
He grew up
there's
on
a
golf course.
there's a reason why they say like of the four major sports, the guys who are the best at golf are hockey and baseball. It's because like your swing mechanics, it's similar to a slap shot. It's similar to swinging a baseball bat
Yeah,
as opposed to you.
that one always is like you can't get in my head. Like
Sometimes I think that's true.
what?
That you just like the only person with keys to get inside Dave's head is Dave.
But he falls into traps that he doesn't even realize he's falling in.
He's also setting the traps
Yeah.
often. Yeah.
That's true
Yeah.
because he speaks his own language.
Yes.
I don't know.
LB, DB, OL.
Yeah. All right then. That's the episode. Thanks everybody for listening. Tomorrow we are joined by a professor, gut biology guy. We had him on last December actually.
Yeah.
Interesting convo. Get into
Coral reefs and DNA and all sorts of shit.
cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, CF, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. So tune in for that. And yeah, that's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.